post in the chat if I see something, or if you see something, we're good here. Okay, so here we go. First things first, since there's always somebody new, I'm going to cover this in 60 seconds flat. For you to keep up with all things I publish, make sure you bookmark this website, Real Estate AI Flash. I will also post it in the chat right now. And that has my weekly newsletter that comes out Tuesday morning. Hopefully you're subscribed. You can subscribe here. You can get all the mastermind prior sessions. If you missed one, it's summer, I get it. If you miss a session, you can always come here, click that little 3 lines hamburger menu, go down to the session you missed. The materials are here. The session is 11. We're session 11. So this homework, I will show you what it looks like. I will do it live, and then it will be in here this afternoon, okay? And I'll send an email to everybody that the recording is there along with the homework materials. I don't want to post it there prior to the session because some of you eager souls will jump in and start doing stuff without watching my demo, which might not help you as much. Okay, so that's that. And there's also a partners link here on the website, Real Estate AI Flash. Today it's going to be applicable because under partners, one of the partners is Plod, which is AI note takers that I have. We'll talk about note takers. That's the first part. The second part is presentation. So there's 2 sections today, note taking, and I'm going to show you a little trick because all of you have meetings you do, client meetings, and how you can leverage your note taking and AI to get better at your presentations. Stay tuned for that, okay? There's so many applications for note taking. So you can click here if you want to, if you're interested in this device. I'll cover all the ones that are in the space really quickly next. And my go-to is Plod. You get $10 off. I get nothing from it. They just reached out to us. I put a link on my website. So if that's something you want to do, you're welcome to do it. And we'll talk more about that here shortly. The playbook gets updated. It's right here. And then last but not the least, if you are not on my Instagram broadcast channel, you should go to the homepage, click on that and join, because if you join that, you will see I post tips there first, just because I find out new things. Like you could do a QR code in ChatGPT. Did you know that? I didn't know that. I played around with it. I posted. So you get updates here, and there's over 1,200 people here. So if you're not already here, join. It's also shows on my Instagram page. If you go there, hopefully you're following me right under there, Real Estate AI Insiders, it's called. You can get it from here. Join now. So make sure you join there. Those are the resources you have access to. Now let's dig in. Okay, let me close out all these other stuff that we don't need for today. Okay, first things first, let me cover 2 quick updates that every week seems like we get new updates, okay? And this is not all of the updates, but I just want you to know there's some new things that have just come out in Gemini as well as ChatGPT. If you're not paying attention, you have something now called Study and Learn. You're used to AI giving you the answer. Sometimes that's helpful, obviously. But sometimes if you want to learn a topic, click Study and Learn, and you ask the topic you want to learn, and it's going to start to educate you. So you pick up the topic versus actually just giving you the answer, okay? They say it's for students, but I consider myself a student, lifelong student, just like many of you are. That's why you're here. So Study and Learn is a new mode, and this whole world might be uprooted this afternoon at 1 o'clock with GPT-5, but Study and Learn is going to be here, I believe, for the long haul. And Gemini launched the same thing, guided learning. Okay, so if you go to your gemini.google.com, if you're a Gemini user, guided learning. I'm going to do a whole video on this because there's so many new things here as well. That's not the purpose of today. But, okay, so here's your homework assignment. We'll be in that place where I showed you. I'm going to walk through this. I do live stuff, and then you go do this and internalize this. Quickly, this is week 11, August 17th, August 12th, or 7th, I'm sorry. Next mastermind dates. The next one is August 28th, not 21st, because I'm actually moving my daughter back into college for junior year. So I will be moving a lot of stuff on that day. Anyway, and then in September, It's September 11th and September 25th, not the 4th, because there's a big conflict at noon on the 4th, because there's a HSOA Tech Summit that I'm doing a panel on, and it's being live streamed. So we moved that away to 11th and the 25th. So keep that in mind. And it's same, links are all the same, except the dates have changed a little bit. And I'm going to cover all this stuff. So let's dig in first to note taking. Okay. So, yeah, Kimberly, September 11th is summit, but we're going to have to record it. It's hard to find dates, but we'll record it and you'll get it. Okay. So first, I want to talk about 3 different note takers. Doesn't mean these are the only note takers you have access to. There's probably 10, 15 note takers. You've heard of Otter AI. Mostly it's a subscription based. Some of them are free. I'll cover that. But some of them are software driven. Very few are hardware driven. Okay. So I want to cover in no specific order. This is Plod. It is a little credit card device. Okay. It sticks. What I like about this, and I inch closer to this one versus the others, and I'll tell you why. This is a hardware device. So if I'm having a meeting with the client or a team meeting, whatever you're doing, take permission, make sure you comply with local state laws, dual consent, single consent, all that stuff. But if you ask your client, hey, I'm going to record this so I don't have to take notes, but it'll create the notes for us and I will share with you all of the next steps and anything I publish is confidential between you and me, no client is going to refuse that. And most people suck at multitasking. Let's just call it like it is, okay? You're trying to listen and read and write. You only do one well, okay? So I've never taken notes since October. I've digitized my notes, okay? So you basically press that button right here and you record it and it will sync to your phone. And you can also, it sticks right there as well. So that's how it goes with me. And the reason I like a hardware device is if it's tied to my phone or my computer, that's one thing, but you can't have a computer at a meeting at all times. You're like on the go. So if it's a phone and it's software, I got to leave my phone in the middle. But this, I just leave that in the middle. And if I get a phone call, I could step away. So it's disconnected. I like that. And this is, for those of you that are security conscious, this, along with Google Meet and Otter, are HIPAA compliant and SOC 2 compliant. Those may be foreign words to you, but people that are in compliance and risk love those 2 words that they're compliant. This is one of them, okay? So this is first. And when you click this button and then it syncs over to your phone, you can generate the summary and then you can do certain things with the summary. Tool number 2, I want to show you this because it's a lot easier to show you this. If you have the paid version of ChatGPT, and I want to show you my, let me show you this. Okay. So paid version, not the free version, you have this record mode only if it doesn't apply to everybody, but I want to show you the note takers that are available and pick the right one for you. Because this also is a paid for device, right? It's $150 or whatever, and then you get 300 minutes a month of recording, and if you need more, you can pay, etc. So there is a record mode here, you can see, okay? This only is currently available if you have a Mac computer and you download the ChatGPT app on your computer from the App Store. It is there, it's available. So one of the things as an exercise I want you to do with note-taking, beyond the concept of note-taking, because it's easy, it's very efficient, etc. I did something yesterday. I want to have you do the same thing. So how many of you go into a client presentation, you do listing presentations, maybe you do real estate reviews. I want you to do a dry run of any presentation you're going to do with a client and record it, whether it's Plod, Google Meet, or record mode, or even Otter. It doesn't matter which one you're using. So yesterday, I'll give you an example. My primary go-to is this, but I wanted to test something here. So I basically clicked this button with permission. I did an AI keynote for a couple of hundred agents in Colorado and the western part of the country. And it's a virtual presentation. So I recorded my 55 minutes presentation. And I clicked this button now, and it uploaded it. It knows the transcript. And the purpose of my presentation recording was to know this. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? And go through it and give me a grade and tell me how I can get a perfect score, in essence. And I put a mega prompt for all of you to do this in your homework assignment. So let me show you what I did here, okay? So I basically gave the 55-minute presentation. It recorded it. I clicked this button and I stopped it. That's it. And here's the prompt I gave it. Okay, this prompt is in your homework assignment. You're a seasoned executive coach and a communication strategist. Analyze the presentation transcript from ChatGPT record mode, because that's what I used. Otherwise, you can just say that you uploaded here from Plod, whatever. Your goal is to critically assess the delivery and content with the focus of preparing this for doing an AI keynote for a large group of real estate agents. Break your analysis into strengths, what worked well, areas to improve, be blunt, what felt weak. Call me out. I'm giving it full bore permission. Delivery coaching, rank the top 3 things that you should fix. Give a score out of 10 for how ready this is. Identify why you gave that score and what I need to do to get to a 9 or a 10. Your analysis should be concise, actionable, and direct. Avoid flattery. I want to sharpen the presentation, not celebrate it, and don't give me kudos. So I gave it a little stern prompt, okay? This prompt is in your homework assignment. So as part of the homework assignment, I need you to record yourself doing a client presentation or a real estate review. Doesn't matter what, okay? Whatever you do more often. I would definitely do a listing presentation. Pick a mock listing and actually get on a video call and do a presentation. Don't do it with a client, do it yourself. Get gauged. And if you are, if you're confident, just record it here with a client when you do it and put it up here. Okay. Either way you get there, the whole idea is for it to call you out on your strengths. You gave me strength. I use stories. It says stories are great ways. So you call them out my strengths, real tools, real demos, bold, clear positioning. Areas to improve. It said the middle section was a little cluttered. Focus on one tool, not more than one. I apparently rambled in the middle, so it told me rambling transitions. Missed recaps and call to action. Initially, I said walk away with one thing. It wanted me to repeat the. This is the kind of feedback. I don't know who's doing this, even if you have a note taker, okay? Now, can you get live feedback with another person attending the presentation? Absolutely, okay? But AI can be a coach, okay? And it gave me delivery tone, generally confident, you sound like a trusted guide, pacing, strong early momentum, midsection. It basically criticized my midsection to get it better, which is understood. Transitions, language, it gave me 8 out of a 10. And to hit a 10, trim the middle, streamline transitions, close with a powerful slide. Although I had the slide, it somehow felt like I didn't. So that's a little gotcha on AI side, but okay. How many of you would like to get an analysis of how well you do a listing presentation? You should know that, right? So this is not just recording, note taking, but AI can be your coach to make you better. Now, I put myself in this saying, okay, did I go through this, trim a few? So my homework assignment for you is not just record something and be comfortable with note taking. Take the minutes or the transcript, no matter which note taker you gravitate to, and put it up there, okay? And use that prompt in your homework assignment, okay? Let me see. People are posting in the chat. Any presentation? Any Claude? Yeah, Claude. Yeah, Grace, if Claude's your thing, do Claude, okay? But I'm sticking to ChatGPT here. I don't know if you mean Plod or Claude. Both mean something, okay? Kathy, you find all the homework assignment in realestateaiflash.com and click on Regina. I'm going to come to a free note taker, okay? The problem with free note takers, okay? Eventually, so let me stop this. So we covered Plod, we covered ChatGPT record mode, which is for plus and above. I want to show you Google Meet, by the way, is excellent for note taking. I mean, excellent. So let me just show you this, okay? If you have a Google Meet account, which if you have a Gmail account, you do. If I go to meet.google.com, start a new meeting, and sort of I would do this, click this, start an instant meeting. My trip if I'm like on Zoom and Meet. Okay, but anyway, but the point is, you'll see this here at the top, Gemini is taking notes. When you finish your presentation, do it mock yourself. This will send you a link to a transcript that you can upload to ChatGPT or Claude, wherever whatever AI model you're using, or Gemini, doesn't matter, and have it use the prompt. The prompt that I gave it is in your homework assignment. See this right here, okay? And you will have this. All it needs is a transcript of your meeting, whether it's a live meeting with a client or a mock meeting of whatever you're going to do. Listing presentation, maybe an annual real estate review. Maybe you're doing it a certain way and you think it's good. Maybe you get an 8 out of a 10. How many of you would like to move that to 10 out of a 10? You need to know what you need to enhance. Communication style, tone, clarity, all of those things. You need a coach in that sense. And AI can be a coach, at least call out some things, okay? Okay. Cesar, the record button today is only on a Mac desktop or laptop on the ChatGPT app, okay? It's not on anything else currently. It might all change at 1 o'clock, but that's where we are today, okay? And I operate on a Mac, so I have a ChatGPT app downloaded, which mimics your web login, but that's where the record button shows, okay? All right. So 3 tools we've covered: Claude, ChatGPT record mode if you have Plus and above, or Gemini, Google Meet for Gemini, for Google basically. Okay, so if you have a free Google account, you can use it. Unfortunately, when you go into a client meeting and you're sitting with them with either paper, etc., you need to figure out a way to record that meeting. Okay, that's where this is very helpful, a tool like that. So pick one based on all the things you want to do. But for the exercise, you could literally use a free one like Google Meet. And I want you to run through a mock presentation and get critique on things you do well, and more importantly, things you need to do better to raise your game. Because after all, we're all in the game of going to the next level. Okay. So we've covered note-taking, and I can go do a ton more stuff on note-taking, but I want to shift to presentations, okay? So there are many tools for presentations. Again, the homework is tied to 2 things I'm going to share with you. I'm going to do it live so you can kind of see it. The tool I'm going to primarily focus on is Gamma, GAMMA.app. you can see, I don't teach anything that I don't use. I have a ton of my presentations on Gamma. It is literally lightning quick, and we're going to do one, okay? And so how many of you would like to build a buyer's guide? So let's say you geographically farm some market areas, okay? I live in the city of North Wales. Let's say I want to farm North Wales. There's neighboring towns. Lansdale is a neighboring town. Chalfont is a neighboring town. So let's say you want to build a buyer's guide or a presentation you want to share with your buyers or sellers. In this example, I'm going to take, you have working with buyers that want to buy in a certain area and you want to send them a guide, okay? And some of you may have built these guides, but let's see what AI can come up with and how quickly it can come up with. Again, human is always in the loop on this, okay? So the idea of this tool, and I'll share with you 2 tools to play with, but eventually you're going to go to, I think if you're going to do this a lot, Gamma is next level, okay? You can do it for free in the homework assignment, but if you're going to use it a lot, it's like a $10 a month subscription. And if you're going to use several presentations, it makes it killer. You can change a lot of things. I'll show you all that and we'll finish, okay? All right. So first thing is we're going to build a little prompt for this, okay? And I'm going to go to ChatGPT because I'm going to show you 2 tools. Gamma is one, but we'll start with Z.ai. They're running out of names, folks, because these people This tool is literally called Z.ai. Okay. It's the last letter in the alphabet. Okay, Z.ai. But it's free. Again, my point of this is to kind of unlock a light bulb moment for you. Okay. That's the power of presentations powered by AI. Okay. Yes. Do I use PowerPoint? Yes. For like heavy stuff. Sometimes I'm still there, but most of my light stuff is all on Gamma. Okay. Now, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to create AI slides, but you need to give it a prompt, right? So the prompt is, I want to go to ChatGPT and it's going to help me build the prompt, okay? And here's the prompt, okay? And I'm going to go here, and again, this is there for you in your homework assignment. So I basically said, I told ChatGPT, simply, I need a comprehensive prompt for Gamma to build a buyer's guide for North Wales, PA real estate market. It knows Gamma and all of that stuff. So I'm going to edit this, but you can use the same prompt. It's in your homework assignment. And I want to go pick a different town, okay, next to my market area, Lansdale, PA, real estate market. Now you could make this, and the prompt is I'm going to just simply copy it and paste it, and voila, we'll have a buyer's guide, okay? That's the power of it, okay? So I'm going to hit send, and it's simply going to, it knows Gamma. ChatGPT knows what Gamma is, searching the web, is doing all this stuff. And now it's given me literally a mega prompt that you didn't really have to write, okay? Let's study this a little bit. Create a comprehensive buyer's guide presentation for the residential real estate market in Lansdale, PA. Section to include overview of Lansdale market. Can you change this? Of course. Neighborhood snapshot, location, population, vibe, market trends, median home, buying process in Lansdale, top neighborhoods, buyer tips, local insights, tone is informative, confident. Again, you can change all this, but in the interest of time, I'm going to simply copy this prompt. So if you have a prompt now, and I'm going to go to Z and Gamma, and I'm going to simply paste it, okay? Boom, I pasted it, and I selected AI slides from the bottom, and I said, go. I want you to watch what it does here, okay? This is the thinking behind some of these AI tools. It's thinking. It's searching Lansdale, PA, real estate trends, median home price. Okay, and once it's done with that, it's going to go to the next task. It's going to do all of this stuff and literally have a presentation for you ready. And as that is going on, I'm going to go to Gamma, since we're testing two tools. Okay, I want to say create new with AI. Gamma is also, you can create a free account. Up to 10 slides is free. Create new account. See this paste in text? Because we have a prompt, we're going to do that. You can also type it in, but I suspect you will not get the comprehensive nature of the presentation without writing a good detailed prompts, which we got from ChatGPT in 30 seconds. Paste the text. You can create, here's the thing about Gamma, you can create a web page. We're going to do that. But in this case, I'm going to do a presentation. Since we're doing that with Z also, simply pasted the prompt, okay? Right? Okay. And what do I want it to do? I want it to generate an outline and continue to the prompt editor. Just follow the prompt here, or steps here. And it's saying, I will generate this and write it for first time or value focused home buyers at Lansdale. You can change all this, but let's go with the default, generate. And so let's watch what this one does. And let's look at what Z does, and just let's clock it in terms of how much time this takes to do, okay? Which is really the whole benefit of this, okay? Is to collapse time. And if you start to do this for your demographic or farming area that you sort of focus on, how much time does it save you? Are you even doing stuff like this? Because it's so much time intensive in your current process. And that's where AI is going to bridge the gap. And it's just building your slides here, okay? Let's go to what Z is doing over here. Okay, it's still chugging away over here, okay? It's getting schools, it's doing all this stuff. And I could go get a cup of coffee and come back. And this stuff is done, okay? Let it finish. And then I'll show you. Again, Z is something I encountered 2 weeks ago. I'm not suggesting in the homework assignment, I just want you to play with it. But I think if you're going to do this, you're going to gravitate to Gamma more. But let's just kind of see what it's building over here and how quickly it built something. And you can change the themes. If you get a paid account, you can change the colors in the background, build your own theme, and your theme could have your logo at the bottom, all that stuff. Okay, so Gamma's done. It built the 10 slides. Okay, we'll see it here shortly. I want to see what, okay, let's kind of review Gamma, and I'm going to go into presentation mode, and let's look at each slide and what it did. Out of the box. Now, I'll show you, we can edit these pictures. I'm going to show you that. Home Buyer's Guide, your path to homeownership in Montgomery County. County is accurate. It wrote a little bit of stuff. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Again, human is always in the loop. You need to verify some of this information, but it's got it from somewhere on the internet. Okay. So you need to verify that. But the presentation is built. Okay. List to sale ratio, 18 days on market, median home price, and stuff like that. Okay. So let's kind of go to the next slide. Market trends. What's happening? Single family homes, highest demand, townhomes, new development. How long will it take you to put this stuff together? Think about that. Okay, right? And you can edit all of this. It just came up with one prompt. Okay. Lansdale's top neighborhoods, neighbor spotlight, hidden gems, upper Gwinnett border. It picked it out for whatever reason. You can obviously adjust it. First time home buyer financing your Lansdale home. Local insight, it put something here that's like called out, Fannie Mae home style loans. Get underwritten, flexible closing date, winning strategies to be competitive. You can change these pictures. I'm going to show you that here shortly. Local resources, your next steps. That was a 8-9 page presentation. And here's the best part. You could possibly give it, you could simply click share. It'll give you a link and you can send it to your client at a time. Or keep it on your website. If you pick the document, we pick the presentation in the Gamma. Like if I were to go exit, I want to show you how to edit this here shortly. Let's go to this. Okay, let's figure out the edit. So it picks images from what it thinks demonstrates Lansdale. Okay, and interestingly enough, these are not real pictures. These are AI generated pictures. As you can see, this picture has Lansdale on the left, Lansdale on the right. It's like a store, but they're all AI generated. But I can go in here and click this edit image. And here's the thing. Here's the prompt it gave it. Aerial view of Lansdale, Pennsylvania. You can go here and pick different text to image models. And Gamma has access to all of the image models. And look at this. I mean, let's just pick, it picked ideogram. I'm going to pick Imagen 3 just to show you what it does. Let's hit generate. And it will come up with 3 more images that potentially you could pick from. So you don't have to go out of Gamma and go to Canva or do other images stuff. Okay, so it picked this. Now it came up with this, this, or this. Now that's because it's sort of downtown area. You could also change the prompt, enhance prompt. You click it, look at this. It just sort of changed the prompt a little bit. You can use that and run it again. That's how you simply change images if you want. And I'm gonna click on it just to see what happens. You can see it, and I want to click that, and there's the image. You just swap it out. Or you can upload your own image. Okay, you can do that too. Okay. You can add another slide and simply, for example, I could say, add a new card, right? And I want to say did not cover the schools. So let's just say, I want to say generate, create, I'm just writing it, create a slide on Lansdale schools and their ratings. Let's just say I want to do that, okay? This is magic, okay? Let Gamma decide how it's going to do it. Let's see. So I can add a slide, you know, you change the color scheme. So as that is doing its thing, let's see what Z's up to over here. It's building the deck, okay? And it's showing you more stuff that you want to see, but it's building the deck, okay? So, you know, it's taken a little longer than Gamma, obviously. But look, it's coming up with some good stuff. Let's look at it. Let's come back to it. Okay, so this is what it did, okay? Lansdale Elementary School, Penndale Middle School, North Penn High School, okay? And there's a couple more middle schools, but Pembroke, which is where my kids went to, and there's a couple more elementary schools. But again, if you change the prompt, it could probably add all of it. But here's a look at key schools with the borough and their distinctions. STEM. So, I mean, that's the power of leveraging AI for presentations. Gamma is killer, folks. Okay. It is something, if you do a lot of presentations, I would consider paying for. It's $8, I think, if you pay annually per month. And so let me go back out and go to Gamma's main spot here. Let me show you a couple other things you could do with Gamma. We did create new AI. You can paste in text. I want to paste the same text in again, but instead of a presentation, I could also say, give me a document, like a guide, PDF. You can go that route. But let's go build a web page. How about that? Okay. About that neighborhood or about Lansdale, Pennsylvania. So I could just click that and I'm going to pick the same thing, continue to prompt editor, and it's going to go build a page, web page for the same content that we saw a presentation on. Okay. So as that is doing it, and you can watch it do it, it's pretty fascinating, but there we go. Okay. And it's simply a link you can share that is a website, a true website, okay, with a call to action, okay? Okay, so let's go back here. Let's see what they're doing here. Okay, this guy is still rolling over here. It's almost done, looks like. But they all have different themes. Okay, one last slide. Okay, so it's done the 5 slides. Let's look at the 6th. Okay, I think it is almost done here. Let's kind of watch it. And then we'll see it not side by side, but you've seen the Gamma one, but let's look at what Z thinks, how it presented the data. And sometimes you might like one over the other. That's why I wanted to have you play with two. But again, I think you'll gravitate, if you do a lot of presentations, you'll gravitate to Gamma, in my opinion. Okay, so it is finishing up over here. And then all you do once it's done is you hit publish and you'll get a link. It's an actual website. Okay, ready to find your Lansdale home. And community resources, view current listings. Let's just see what it did here. Okay, oh, look at this. It found phone numbers for schools and public library. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to publish this. And now it's going to give me a link. There's the link. View site. Let's go look at the site. Again, you wouldn't publish it as is, but there's contact local agent. You can obviously update that. Explore Lansdale, market update. Look at this. This is the website it built. You can change the colors, all that. I didn't go through all that stuff in the interest of time. Top neighborhoods. North Penn, it looks AI, but you can obviously make it different. North Penn School District, Hadboro, Horsham. There's some overlap, but it's really, this is the primary school district. It gave it stars. Look at this. That's a little greatschool.org rating. Finance your Lansdale home. Again, this is a website. Okay. Yeah, you might want to change that to your lender, preferred lender, but just made that up. Obviously, Evergreen Realty is not a real lender, but all this stuff is literally, it took whatever time it took. How long would it have taken us? Some people, we just don't do stuff like this because it takes too much time, too much skill. But now with AI, it gives you the skill to potentially do it if that's something you want to do. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Z. Z is still digging over here. Probably because it's free. It's taking its time, but it's probably building something really, really decent for us to look at. Okay. I'm just waiting for the share button and the presentation button to light up, and we'll look at that. In the meantime, I want to look at some of these. Okay, Gamma has been a game changer. Time saving is nuts. Agreed. I assume the presentation is fair housing compliant. I would say put that in the prompt. Okay, fair housing compliant, all of that stuff. Again, remember, what are the 4 P's? Prime, prompt, polish, and publish. So you still need to polish it before you publish it. So you need to go through it with your real estate intel. Is that website when published discoverable? Probably, I would say yes, but I haven't tested that, Peggy, that they're discoverable. But it is definitely something. So think of doing, I call it lead magnets. Lead magnets, it's a complex definition, but very simply, before you buy in Lansdale, check out the guide I have put together for you. Comment below and I'll send you the guide. So that is a concept of where you're offering them something with a hook. You could do this all day long with building guides in Gamma, right? Because it's a document, right? We reviewed this here. Gamma is a URL on a web browser. There's no app for it. You just go to gamma.app and do it. So if you go back and log in you can do it for free. Free account, you get 10 slides, and then you pay and you get more and you get all the flexibility I showed you. But if you go do this, generate, or see these are the 4 things you can do. Let's do this while we're waiting since we have it. I'm actually going to go back and paste the text, same text. Now let's create, we did presentation, we did web page, document would create a guide, PDF, etc. Let's do social, folks. Look at this. Okay, these are the 4 things you can do. I mean, and portrait, yeah, let's go portrait. Stories, let's do stories, okay? Let's create stories about Lansdale and a buyer's guide in Lansdale, okay? So if you just go here, let's do this, continue, and let's see what it comes up with, okay? It's gonna probably give you a nice little cards you could download and run with and do stories. Click here for a guide. It could be ultimately, you know, all of the things. Look at, I mean, it's taking all of the stuff that we just looked at. Not all slides make a good social post, but some of them do, right? I mean, like the market data stuff is good. You know, again, you can specify different shapes and sizes. As this is generating, I'm gonna go check on my friend at Z here, okay? He's on the other tab. All right, it's done here. Okay, so let's look at this. I wanna go all the way to the top, click play. Let's watch this, okay? Okay, so Z.AI, Lansdale, PA, Home Buyer's Guide. Your complete guide to buying a home in Lansdale. Okay, let's see what you got. Overview of Lansdale market. Again, you got to proof all this stuff. The other one said population was 17 some thousand. Again, they put 2020 census, at least it's quoting sources, demographic, economy, median income, overview of Lansdale market. Interesting, right? Days on market. And look at this, market direction, Zillow year over year. I mean, this got into a little bit of depth. Okay, and it pulled a home. I don't know if it's from Lansdale, but it looks nice. Buying the process in Lansdale from pre-approved. Folks, my point of this exercise, top neighborhoods, North Bend School District, walkability and transportation, recreation, top neighborhoods, standouts, Madison, North Bend Commons, Penn Square. I'm hoping for Montgomery Crossing to show up, which is where I live. Oh, there's a house, same house in the other picture. Modern townhomes, buyer tips, local lenders, financing tips. I mean, it literally, you could, the beauty of, one of the things I want you to get out of this session is it buys your time back if you know how to use it, because you're not sitting there like in my session, I'm sitting there and showing you what it does. You could kick this off, go do other things and come back and it's done. It's almost like having a presentation assistant powered by AI, okay? So, and so as of right now, as of today, Z is free, Gamma is free up to 10 slides, but if you're going to use it a lot, just like ChatGPT, anything you go deep on and do more of, get the paid subscription. It is the most affordable leverage you'll ever have, and you'll be able to elevate your game, do more than you've ever done, and better quality in less time. And that's how you gain your time back. Okay, so let me go back to the social stuff. And what is it creating here? Okay, so it sort of took all of that stuff, and there's probably a couple of slides here. That's a pretty, you can change the color scheme, things like that. And you can create a nice little story, multiple stories for Lansdale if you wanted. Okay, but hopefully that made sense. I have all of this stuff in your August 7th homework assignment, the prompt for note-taking analysis, presentation stuff, and what you do with note-taking, and also your AI presentation, Z, Gamma, and the podcast episode to listen to. So you can internalize what we learned today. Let me get to the questions. Yes, Andrew, you can adjust this. Do you get 10 slides per month? No, 10 slides per presentation, Nicole. So as long as you stay under 10, it's free. So anything I'm doing today in the homework assignment, except for the record mode with ChatGPT Plus and Claude, is available in the free. Like Google Meet is free. So find a path to do it. Regina, I agree with you. If you feel top neighborhood, again, this is where you come in as an agent. If you feel that's not a good one, click delete and don't present it. Okay. So always polish before you publish. It's 12:42. We've ended 3 minutes early, folks. Okay. Presentation limit. As far as I know, Gamma limits you to 10. And there's certain number of presentations, I believe, per month. There's credits. But if you'd use it a lot, $8 a month, just don't go to Starbucks a couple times and you're good. All right, let me show this really quickly again. A couple of people are still asking for this. Where do you find the homework assignment? Everything I do is available on realestateaiflash.com. That's the one site you owe me to bookmark. Okay, why? Because it has everything I do. And you go to AI Mastermind under there. And that's where you'll find, you see July 17th? Shortly when I end this recording, I'll post a recording here and the homework is here. My materials and assignments is where you will see August 7th appear. So just bookmark it. That's where you find it. And I want to stop the share and look at us. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being on that journey of being AI skilled. And you may say it's mind-blowing, but more to come. We're on a journey to end of December. And I can't wait to see what ChatGPT is going to drop in 17 minutes. More to come. We will see you on August 28th, everybody. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.